Colleen's Kitchen and How to Eat Vegetables. Today my family is invited to another family's home, and so I wanted to make something that I could take and share. So today I thawed out some black beans. You know how I make a whole bunch of black beans at one time, and then I put them in the freezer and I thaw them as I need them. I'm going to make black bean burgers. So I have one red pepper, 2 green peppers, 1 red onion, and 2 fresh garlic cloves. I'm going to mince these up and I'll show you what it looks like. I'll be right back. Hey, welcome back. I wanted to show you what it looks like. So what I've pretty much made was just a kind of a thick cut of all these things, or probably more like minced. I didn't want to make it just a juice. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my 2 cups of black beans. Remember, they're already cooked, and thawed because I had them frozen. And I'm going to take probably about a tablespoon. You notice I don't measure anything, but it's garlic powder, so it doesn't matter. It's not like it's salt. Salt would be a difficult thing to fix, but and of course I have a brand new one. And then I have some, I think this was onion powder, yeah, and this is the garlic powder. And it will be very easy on the garlic powder because I already have garlic in there. And I'm probably going to have about a teaspoon and a half of salt. And now, something that you've seen me make before, or use before, is psyllium husks. This is going to cause everything to stick together. You can also use flaxseed, ground flaxseed, but this one I'm going to use the psyllium husks. So I'm probably going to take about a half of a cup of psyllium husks. Alright, I'll be back to show you what the paste looks like. So this is what it looks like, and you can see it's kind of pasty, but see, I don't want it to just be like this. I'm going to add some black beans along with it so I can have some chunks in there. But you can see the psyllium husks are already kind of making this a little bit more dry. I also ended up adding probably about 1/4 of a cup more of psyllium husks. And again, you know, part of cooking is kind of looking at it, seeing what kind of texture that you want to have. I want to have a texture just like burgers. You know, when people are putting together burgers and they're patting it together and it's very moist, that's what I want to begin with. Again, I'm going to start with having a little bit of the black beans in there. I'm going to take a fork or something to smash those in. Or if you like this kind of texture, you can just leave it just the way it is. But again, I want a little bit of the black beans in there. So I will be back to show you what that looks like in a second. Alright, so well, I ended up adding the rest of the beans because I kind of like the texture. If you would look closely, you can see the mashed up beans, but you can also see the beans in there. I also have some leftover black lentils. Don't mind the container. I use a reused container, so I'm just going to add those black lentils as well. And what I'm doing is just trying to add some texture to this so that it's not a mushy burger, but then when you bite into it, it actually has some texture to it. Actually, what I might end up doing is make this a loaf. Oops. But if you can see it, I mean, you can't see the texture, but if you could you could sort of see the texture. If you could kind of hear it, it's actually very, very thick. Like, see, that's how I want it to be, so that when I cook it, it's going to have a nice texture to it. I probably will cook this in the oven, or probably about 350, probably about a half hour to 45 minutes, and see, I want to have a nice loaf that is just kind of crusty on the, not crusty, but has a nice crust on the outside and kind of soft on the inside, just like regular loaves are. So I will show you what that looks like when it's all done. Another thing that you can do is make this as burgers and put them on a grill, or to put them in the oven and make them that way as well. But because I'm going to go to a family dinner, I think I'm going to take it as a loaf so people could slice it. All right, I'll be back to show you what it looks like. Okay, so I said that I would show you what it looks like in the end. And here I have a slice. This is an end piece. And what I ended up doing was cooking it in here. Let me chop one piece for you. So you could see here, that's going to have a texture of a loaf. What I ended up doing was slicing the loaf to make it cook faster, slicing it and then putting it just in slices in the oven so that it would cook a little bit more drier. All right, there it is. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy.